Hello, it's me, the Don. Today we're going to be talking about some organizations, specifically the NFL. Why? Just have a few questions that are going to make you go, open your eyes up to some things maybe you didn't think about, maybe you didn't know, maybe you didn't want to know. But here's a quick, roughly 10, 12 things off the top of my head that I can think of that just made me kind of go back over it again since the Super Bowl's over. Well, to start, the NFL is registered as sports entertainment, which is the same exact thing as the WWE, not the same thing as MLB, MLS, professional hockey, the NBA. So it just makes you kind of want to think, because the NFL is all about being driven by money. It's a private entity, so they can do what they want. If you actually Google it, it states that they can do what they want, even rigging games, throwing them however you want to put it, setting them up just like they do in WWE, telling you who's going to win, how, or hey, throw an interception, or hey, take a punch, etc. So here's just some things off the top of my head that make me curious. And we'll start, it's not all in order by no means, but we'll start with Big Ben. He had those accusations. I'm not saying whether they're false or true. I don't know. That's up to you. It's your opinion. But the year he got accused, he either won or at least made it back to the Super Bowl. And I remember announcers saying, it fueled him, it motivated him. Yeah, right. You have Brady winning the Super Bowl as a rookie, or at least getting there, I believe. I can't remember off the top of my head what it said when I looked it up. We'll stick with Brady. Spygate. I believe it was that year. The next year, they get to the Super Bowl. Don't remember if they won or not. Deflategate. He got suspended for a little bit. Made it back to the Super Bowl. Not sure if they won or not. The biggest comeback in Super Bowl history. Brady. It's kind of like what the WWE right now is doing with Roman Reigns. Brady was injured one year, I believe. He was out for like 5-6 games maybe. Comes back, Super Bowl. And every time these things happen, the Spygate, the Deflategate, it motivated him, it fueled him, it fired him up. Okay, sure. Being a 6th-round pick that nobody ever heard of. Not saying he doesn't have skills, not saying he's a bad person. It's not where I'm going with this. Then he gets traded to the Bucks. The very first year on the team, which usually takes a couple years to mold, especially as the quarterback to fit in. Super Bowl has never been won in anybody's home stadium. Brady goes there. Roger Goodell's favorite player, however you want to put it. Boom! They magically win the Super Bowl at home, which has never been done before. The next year, Matt Stafford gets traded. Again, not saying he doesn't have skills, because that boy can throw the ball. First year, never played with any of his players before. The announcers are saying, wouldn't that be awesome if back-to-back year? Boom! It happens. Win Super Bowl in home stadium. Never happened before in the history of the NFL, now back-to-back. Back-to-back. And there's pictures I'll show with refs shaking and saying stuff to Aaron Donald before, and there are other pictures I'll post at the end of this video that you can see that make you kind of maybe look into it. Maybe you don't care. Here's another one. Ray Lewis announces, I want to say beginning of the year, maybe middle of the year, that he was going to retire. Wins the Super Bowl when he retires. What's the odds of that happening? Vegas wouldn't even bet on that. I'm not saying the team. I'm saying an individual retiring and then magically winning it all. We'll stick with it because I believe it's the same year. Now, I can't remember if the 49ers coach was already a year into coaching or it was his very first year. But I do remember the announcers saying, wouldn't it be awesome if never been done in history that the brothers coached against each other in the Super Bowl? Boom, it happens. Again, never been done in history, then it happened. Magically, he got the Super Bowl and got bounced out of the league, so it fit his narrative, just the NFL's narrative, sorry. The NFL likes controversy. It likes feel-good stories. So here's two more. These ones are more long feel-good stories. I was a huge Drew Brees fan, huge Saints fan at the time. After Katrina, about a year or two later, maybe even whatever, I think it's 2 years, maybe three, but they kept saying, it needs to heal, the city needs to heal, the city needs to heal. The announcers are saying, boom, they win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying Drew didn't deserve it, but like if you watch the rest of the times, they magically miss a tackle in the championship game and they lose like twice back to back or what. Like you couldn't write a better script than that. And the very last one off the top of my head is Peyton Manning, great quarterback in my lifetime. I think he was one of the best. He knew how to read defenses better than any other quarterback, in my opinion. Every quarterback I've mentioned so far is a different type of player, in my opinion. Big Ben, we all know he can throw the ball, but we know he's hard to tackle, so he can stay up. Looks like a wildebeest trying to get taken down by a lion, and it's just not working. Matt Stafford, again, can throw the ball around with the best of them. You know, he's getting older, but he still throw the ball around. Drew Brees, probably one of my all-time favorite quarterbacks ever. Peyton Manning in my personal top 10 at least of my lifetime. Yeah, he said he was retiring and then magically wins it. Like, it just makes you go, But again, I'll share a couple of pictures that I found on Google. Some of the ones I found I didn't believe because anybody could change it where it says NBC or CBS News, whatever. So I'll just put ones of actual photos that I know were, I shouldn't say no, but pretty legitimate. And the one I do know because I did see it on TV was the ref, like, embracing Aaron Donald's hand before the game, like not saying, "Hey, what's up? You're a great player." It was like, "Hey, you're gonna get it, boy." And again, with the Super Bowl, yeah, there was that missed pass interference call on the Bengals, but like, I just get tired of the no calls, no calls, no calls for 3 quarters, and all of a sudden, like the last 5-10 minutes of the game, it's just call after call after call after call after call, and they're ticky tack fouls. I'm not saying the whole Super Bowl was that way, but like, I thought the Bengals were going to get it, but nope. Got to keep with the narrative. Hey, Patrick Mahomes isn't in there, so we can't use him as my new pet boy. Like Brady. Brady didn't make it, so he retired. And that boy always has to be on the news because now he's saying he might come back and play. He always has to be in the news. People say he's not a drama queen. The dude's all about himself. He makes it look like he's not, but he is, because why else would you keep just doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and then, oh, I don't want to, and then, oh, I need to be in the news. Like, it's kind of like musicians who feel they have to stay legitimate, or old retired basketball or sports players who nobody really cares about. They always try to prove their point like they were something. And it's like, you're not. So that's just my 2 cents on it. So you can look it up if you want. But yes, it is sports entertainment, not a professional sport. So 1, being private, they can do what they want. 2, I think they pay less taxes that way too. But I was a huge NFL fan. Grew up being a Buffalo fan. Loved Jim Kelly, Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas, Cornelius Bennett. I think Darryl Talley was there. Loved the fact they got the Super Bowl 3 times in a row, even though they lost, but it was just awesome that they could do it. But now that I think about it, same team reaching 3 times in a row, pretty unbelievable. Like, so it just makes me want to say, Again, nothing against players, but I have heard from some other players that leak it every now and then. You can find it on YouTube and other places. There's actually in their contracts, there's like, I forget the term, but it's not where it's like where you work for a big business and you're not supposed to say if you're sexually harassed or whatever. Like you can't talk about it type deal. And those who do, they get like their insurance canceled and all that. And that's why the Players Association gets mad and says, no, you have to insure these guys. You have to take care of them for X amount of years and stuff because it's in the contract. They come out and then when they do come out, they say, oh, they've got CTE. That kind of crap. They don't want you knowing the truth. Some of them won't. I mean, you make that kind of money, it's just like politics. Like, you can disagree. Like, I watched a thing yesterday about China's leader. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. He grew up in a cave because they claim his father defected from the Communist Party because he was a leader. And then Mao all of a sudden, not Mao, this guy, his dad was under Mao, I believe. And now his son went and became the leader of the same Communist Party his dad defected from. So, I'm just kind of saying with, like, I don't know where I'm going with that. But yep, that's my wrap on the last, I would say, mostly 09 and later, or maybe 06 and later, about what's happened in the Super Bowl. Because I know Big Ben was 09, 2010, because it was back-to-back years, two different women. Again, not saying it's true or false, but I can't remember what year Brady was a rookie, but it's just unbelievable the way it works. Then you could even kind of throw MLB in there where the the Astros won it after that hurricane hit Texas, and then you go back to NFL, like after the hurricane hit. I think it was after the hurricane hit. The Texans were actually doing pretty good until they fell off. Like the Texans were never good, so it's kind of like always a feel good story, always. So that wraps it up. And again, I am the Dawn. I will not, and I repeat, will not respond to any negative comments. You can disagree with me, that's 100% fine. You start calling names and other stuff. You can do as you please. Still America, for now. Yeah, so do what you please, but I will not reply to them. And I am out of here. Have a good one. Alright, okay. Now I remember where I was going with that. What people will do for money. You make hundreds of thousands, usually millions. Some only make $3 million a career. Some people make $3 million a year. Some make $23 million a year. Some make $13 million a year. They will do anything for money. So when you have a non-disclosure contract, that's what the term is I was thinking of when you can't speak about certain things. People will do anything for money. That's where I was going with the government. Like the way our government's going now, some people like what's happening, some don't. You have others in the middle when you say, oh, you give me a free house and a free truck. Even though I don't believe in what you're doing, I'll shut up. I'll take it. That was my point. Like when they sign these non-disclosure forms, that's why a lot of them don't speak out. That's just like in WWE. Few of them speak out, not many, because they get scared. Like say you make 15 million playing a 5-year, 10-year NFL career. That's all you made is 15 million, about $2,000 a year, or 2 million a year. Sorry. You got taxed the hell out of that. So now you're down about 11 mil, maybe less. Then you come out and say, well, this happened. This was said like this. And they come back because you signed a non-disclosure form. It's all behind the scenes, man. All behind the scenes. You ain't going to have a pot to pee in. That's why you see these so-called bankrupt, broke athletes. Some deserve it. Some do it on their own. Strip clubs every night, Lamborghinis, or new Teslas, Aston Martins, anything you can think of. Not saying they don't deserve it, but when you spend like that, you do go broke. But the other time, when a conservative player still goes broke, doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, conservative with the money, not politically. I just mean kind of more tight with their money. Kind of like Chad Johnson was living in the stadium for the first 2 years. Of course, being a rookie, you don't make anything, but that's where I was going with that. Just wanted to come back in and state that that's where I was heading. Well, how's that song say? What people do for money. That's where I was going. So that could be why you don't have enough people speaking out, because I'm sure that'd be one of the comments. Well, only 5 players in the last 10 years came out, or whatever. I'm just making up numbers, but like, sure, somebody will say it. Sure, somebody will sit here and Google my thesis on it. My opinion is my opinion. I do like the sport. I do respect the athletes. I don't like the business. They need to stay out of the politics. The players can do what they want, but I mean the business should just shut up. I'm really not for the players doing it either while they're getting paid, but whatever. That's just like my job. I can't go into buy a lottery ticket while in uniform, so they can get paid. I agree it's a private entity, but like just quiet down for a little bit. Just my opinion on it. I'm not against or for what they're speaking of, or for. I respect everybody standing up for something they believe in. That's totally cool and rock on, but like, you shouldn't be allowed to get paid to do it. But yeah, people do anything for money. That's why nobody speaks. Half the people don't speak up, and then when they do, they kind of NFL tries to outcast them. And other times they just throw them a couple more dollars. But that's how I believe a lot of them go broke. They make 15, 20 million, 30 million, buy a couple SUVs every few years and a nice house, and all of a sudden they're on the streets. How's that happen? Because they break the non-disclosure deal and it's never in the news. It's all part of the game. It's what happens when you're a private entity. That's why when MLB does their things, they're no, I just forgot the term, and the government can get involved. But that's why that government never really gets involved with NFL. They threaten to, but they can't because it's a private business. MLB is a organization that's they're following different things. I can't get in that. I don't know anything about it. I just know when you Google it, they show up as different things.